We just heard from Scotty Hughes, didn't we? She says libertarians are the next liberals, dividing the GOP. Let's bring in our resident libertarian on the rise. He's in a good mood, I don't know why.
Don't tell Stossel that I'm the resident libertarian.
No, I won't.
One of the resident libertarians.
Now, Scotty Hughes says that you guys, you libertarians, are giving an opening to the Democrats and President Obama because they can pick on your single issues, like, for example, the legalization of drugs. It's very easy to demagogue you guys on that particular subject.
Yes, I mean, for the most part, if people are devoted to a single issue, whether it's right to life or lower taxes or legalization of drugs or same-sex marriage, just a single issue, yes, they can be picked off. I'm in favor of same-sex marriage because, in my view, it is none of the government's business who you choose to marry. The liberals that support President Obama are in favor of same-sex marriage for a different reason. So libertarians for whom same-sex marriage is a big issue can be picked off by President Obama. But let me suggest this.
But they're going to give you you are giving them you're giving the collectivists a way in.
Yes.
Because most people do believe in a certain degree of government.
Yes. I am skeptical of all government. So the question for me is, what human behavior may morally and constitutionally be interfered with by the government in a free society? You would grant a larger area, and I would grant a smaller area. Yep. The goal in an election is to find common ground on that basic principle. So, would Christie regulate more private behavior than Rand Paul would? Would Rand Paul regulate enough private behavior to appeal to the moderates in the Republican Party? You know, an election is a choice between one or two or three candidates, none of whom is going to be perfect for you, but one of whom is going to be closest to your views. So libertarians would generally choose the person who believes that government is best which governs least, to quote our hero Thomas Jefferson.
So essentially you are agreeing with Scotty Hughes.
I am agreeing that people who are hung up on one issue are ripe for the picking by either side.
And your positions on government would be easy to demagogue. I think you'll agree with
my
that.
positions on government generally spring from the common theme that government should be mistrusted rather than trusted.
Okay. Would you agree with the following? The principal split in the Republican Party, not Tea Party, but the Republican Party, the principal split is between the rising power of libertarians and their view of government and the establishment Republicans who have a very different view of government.
I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree with that. I think it's personified at this moment by Rand Paul versus Chris Christie. Yep. At one point it was personified by Ronald Reagan and George H.W. Bush. And a generation before it was personified by Barry Goldwater and Nelson Rockefeller. Sometimes they can get together. That didn't happen with Goldwater and Rockefeller. It happened with Reagan and George H.W. Bush.
I know
it
we
might
got
happen
scrap
with
signal,
Rand
but
Paul and
Judge,
Chris Christie.
I'm getting hit with emails and tweets. Big deal about you maybe running for office yourself. 100,000 people have signed a petition. People like you. The answer that you just articulated, I haven't heard any politician speak to the issue the way you just did. Would it be something you would consider?
I consider these 100,000 folks to be complimenting and flattering me. I haven't met them, I don't know them, and I have nothing to do with this effort, but I consider it flattering.
Of course,
now, when Varney contributes money to that group, then I got to stand up and pay attention.
Money? You could have a slot on the show every day, but money's a different story. All right, Judge, thank you very much indeed. Always good to see you.
Pleasure.
President